What's going on YouTube? Today we are taking another look at world record runs in Call of Duty Zombies. Today we're taking a look at the world record runs on Kino Der Toten. And we've officially moved on from the World at War maps, and now we're moving on to Kino Der Toten. Goodbye insanely high rounds in the thousands, and goodbye the luxury of 24 zombies per round. Of course, Kino holds a very special place in my heart. It was my first ever zombies map, and I remember back in the day when I was first starting to get good at zombies, I'd make it to like round 30, and I'm thinking I'm the greatest zombies player ever as I train on the stage because, well, that was the easiest place to train in the world, and God forbid I ever tried a more difficult training spot. But I mean, if back then, say in like 2011, I saw the rounds and the strategies that people are pulling off to actually get to impressively high rounds, I think my mind would have been blown and I just would have thrown in the towel right there. But let's jump in right now and see what some of the world record runs on Kino look like. So if you know much about how I record my videos, you'll know that I'm often working on a couple videos at a time, and I try to get ahead on them. In fact, I actually had this video done last week, and at the time, Slayer held the Kino world record of 235, and well, just my luck, not long after I wrap up the video, Magic Glowbox is making a run on Kino, and he's actually able to pull it off. He makes it to round 236 on Kino, which is now the new solo world record. So I guess joke's on me for trying to get ahead on my videos, and now I'm redoing parts of this video, but that's no biggie. Anyway, let's jump into it and see what's going on. When it comes to Kino, there are basically two ways of reaching the high rounds, Black Ops and the Black Ops 3 way. We'll start off with the OG way and take a look at how people are pulling off records in the original Kino. For the original Kino on Black Ops, the high round strategy revolves around the fire trap, and it's what allows Magic Glowbox to reach round 236. So let's take a look at what he's doing. When he goes into this fire trap room, you'll see first he's going to wait for a couple zombies to spawn in, rebuild a couple windows, just kill some time. What he's going to be doing is going to the fire trap, and he's going to stand in this exact spot that'll allow the zombies to run at him but not touch him. So he'll pull the trap right here, run to this little corner right here, and it's amazing. All the zombies are going to target towards him, so they're running their way at the fire trap, but because of where he's standing, they can't seem to hit him. They all die in the fire before they can even touch him, and this is a really efficient way to kill the zombies. I mean, with one trap pull, he's able to kill around 50 zombies or so. Like, I've watched this a number of times and just counted all the zombies that died or that I think died, and you're killing a bunch. Like, if you want to be efficient, you should kill 24 plus zombies with a single trap. Well, this is just perfect. They're all targeting mindlessly into the trap, and he's able to kill them so efficiently. Now, eventually this trap's going to turn off, as you'll see, and this is when things start to get a little bit hectic, and he's going to have to do some training. He's going to need to round up as many zombies as he can and take them over into the stage room. This is the tricky part of the strategy. Of course, standing in the trap is really simple, but it's not that simple when you then have to train in this room. I don't think most people could do this consistently over the course of a game. So he's going to run through here, kill those zombies that he rounded up with that trap there, and then he's going to run all the way across to this side of the map and pull the trap on this end. This is just going to kill one or two strangler zombies that spawn in on this side. You'll see a couple are going to spawn. So it's just a way to get a couple extra kills while he's waiting for the fire trap to reset, because that's what it's all about. All these kills that he gets from these traps are more or less just bonuses. He's really getting a majority of his kills with the fire trap. So once he's run into that room, it's rinse and repeat, and he's just going to wait for the zombies to spawn back in here and pull the trap once he's able to. Again, sometimes it takes a couple seconds to recharge, but you'll see he'll pull the trap, stand in the spot, and all the zombies are going to die. Now, when it came to camping, this is where things actually get a little bit more interesting. So he's camping in the MPL room, and I honestly feel like this is a mildly tricky place to camp just because you have to watch so many windows. You got to keep an eye on the window to your left, the window to your right, and then you also have to worry about the zombies hoarding in from the front. Sometimes he's able to use the fire trap to camp, and that makes things a little bit easier. You'll see what actually got really interesting about this run towards the end is that he was getting close to not being able to set the world record. You'll see in the top left corner, he has a zombie reset countdown timer. So we've gotten actually pretty good at understanding when the game will reset. A lot of research has been done into it. In fact, there's a whole spreadsheet that was given to me that kind of gives you some information of when the game resets. A lot of it has to do with the game building up a bunch of entities and a bunch of data, and then eventually it just runs out of memory, and that's kind of what's going on when the game resets. But so Kino typically resets at about 75 hours into the game, and you'll notice that on his timer he's at 75, so he's getting really close to the reset. That reset timer is floating at around 30 minutes or so, and thankfully he's able to beat this round 234, and he probably wouldn't have enough time to beat 235 if it was a normal round or even an insta-kill round, but instead he gets incredibly lucky. He gets dogs for 235, and this is what buys him the time he needs to break the world record and make it to round 236. So congrats to Magic Lowbox for one, setting the world record. It's incredible, and two, just getting so lucky to get a dog round at 235 and allow the record to be possible. It's a shame you couldn't get that 240 like you had projected on the screen, but still a hell of a run. Well done to you. Moving on from there, let's see what people are doing in co-op, and what's nice about this strategy is it also works in multiplayer. So if we take a look at the co-op record set by Capino and Sizomon, you'll see they're doing the exact same fire trap strategy. So they'll go, run, pull the fire trap, and then from there, they can just chill there behind. Now, obviously, one person can only fit in this fire trap spot, so what they do is they have one person standing in that trap spot and the other person hanging out in the back of the room where the mystery box would normally be. For some reason, the zombies don't really bother them right there. Like, they should be able to path towards him, but most of them end up going towards the trap. If any do, for whatever reason, get a smart enough head not to go towards the trap, what they can then do is go and just train them around. There's enough space to be able to handle one or two zombies. It's a pretty easy strategy to pull off right there, and even when the trap turns off, they still manage to maintain their setup where they have one guy chilling in the back and one guy training in the front. That seems to work really well, so well done for them. I know being able to pull something like that off does require a bit of coordination, especially when you have two people training in this tiny little room, so it's not easy to do, and they will of course also go towards the stage and pull the traps over there, but this is essentially the main and most efficient strategy for reaching high rounds in Black Ops. So that's the strategy you're able to do in Black Ops, but the problem is this strategy isn't as effective when you're playing Black Ops 3 because you don't have the fire trap spot like you do in Black Ops, so that doesn't work. And you also don't have the luxury of insta-kill rounds lightening the load, so camping in that room really isn't an option either. Instead, what you have a lot of people doing is training in this back room connected to the alley, and it's kind of ironic that the world record is done in this room because I think most zombie players would agree that the only time they ever go into this room is when they just need to hit the mystery box, and even then, they're trying to get out of this room as fast as possible. It's such a dangerous spot to be, but instead, what zombie players have done is found techniques in it that have actually turned this into one of the best and fastest spots to reach high rounds in zombies. So you have 3 people that were skilled enough to reach the high round record of 255. What you're looking at right now is gameplay from the top spot held by Jumpy. You'll see his strategy basically revolves around this trap right here and taking advantage of it. He's going to turn it on and run through, and all the zombies are going to come chasing after him. And what I find absolutely amazing about the spot and really fascinating is that all the zombies just seem to run at the electricity, and they shouldn't have to. Now, obviously, the ones spawning in that room will run through the trap and die, but you should also have zombies that are coming up the stairwell and do have a path to him that they can get to without running through the traps. But because he's standing where he's standing and because of just how the zombie pathing works, they will just mindlessly run themselves into the traps and die. And he's able to kill a bunch of zombies there without moving or having to worry about anything. It's really efficient. Once then the trap turns off though, all he's got to do is start training. And I've said this before, but a lot of people give Black Ops 3 high round runs a bad rep because it's not that difficult when you have things like double pack-a-punch and gobble gums, but I would make the argument that this is actually still an incredibly impressive run. He's training in one of the tightest spots in zombies. I would make the argument that most people watching this video would not be able to train in this room, and it does get dodgy. Sometimes he has to whip out the thunder gun like that and make sure that he's safe. This is not an easy place to train. So I gotta say, hats off to him for being able to pull this off. Like, you've got zombies coming from the stairwell, you have zombies coming from that window and the back window. There's no place you can really turn your back and be safe. There's not exactly an open area. It's one of those trains that I would argue is incredibly unpredictable. When you're playing zombies and you're going for high rounds, one of the things you want is predictability. You want the zombies to always be in the same relative spot, and you always want to be reacting to some of the same few different techniques and strategies, and sometimes you're just not able to do that, especially when you're training in a room like this. But I will say, probably the only reason people are bothering to train in this room is not because they think that it's a really effective place to train, but because you have this electric trap strategy that you can pull off right here. I mean, look at him. He's not even looking at the screen. I wouldn't be shocked if he even has his controller in his hands in this moment. He can just chill here, and the zombies just get mowed down by the electricity trap. So that is how people are able to pull off high round runs in Black Ops 3, and how 3 people, including Jumpy, who currently sits at the top of the leaderboard, was able to set the Black Ops 3 Kino world record. That's going to wrap things up for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, maybe subscribe for more. I'm going to be continuing to cover world record runs in zombies, so if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy the next one. Have a fantastic day, and